me again, Ruowen Huang. Let's do this. 2:44. Before I begin, let me first introduce myself. My name is Ruowen Huang. I'm an author, spirit coach, and also a psychic. Today, I want to answer, where does emotion come from? Where does emotion come from? To understand where does emotion come from, understand where does soul come from. Soul come from elements, interact with each other, and create so-called conscious. Soul is the existence of conscious, the energy existence of consciousness. Does that make sense? So if you understand that is soul, when soul come into a body, whatever this body is, body then creates sensation. Body sensation connected with their conscious then spark something called emotion, because this is what I feel, but it doesn't make sense to what my conscious tell me. And then, because understand this, anything you rub together will create a third element. If you do chemistry before, you put two elements together will create an effect. If you put, any two chemicals together will create effect. Whatever that effect is, you don't know. But you do know, this is what I want you to know, when you put two different elements together, it will create a reaction. Right, whatever that reaction may be calm, maybe explosive, maybe anything. So if you understand that, you understand, if I put consciousness, existence of consciousness, together with this body has sensation. How do we have sensation? Anybody touch you, that feeling is good or bad, you don't know. Everybody's different. But once you mix a consciousness together with sensation, then you spark emotion. Right? So where does emotion come from? Emotion come from when your consciousness is interacting with your sensation, the sensation and the feeling that you're feeling, then you start having this feeling. My goodness, my English is so bad in this regard. But anyway, conscious mixed with sensation then create feeling. Make sense to you? Same thing. You can mix whatever way you want. So, if you understand that, you understand that's where your emotion come from. I hope that explained quick enough. So somebody want to know what's the difference from controlling your emotion and suppress your emotion. I hope the word itself kind of describe it all, but let me see if I can answer in my best way possible. Controlling emotion, when one can control your emotion, you will most likely understand why. I understand why I'm feeling this way. You know what I mean? And then I also understand how I can deal with my emotion, how I can get myself out of this. It doesn't come naturally to you. You usually come with practice, a lot of practice. It takes you to try various things and understand, this is the best way for me to get out of my funk, right? This is the best way to get me out of this. People do that all the time. We just didn't know we're doing it, right? So this is when I say when you can actually be in charge of your emotion. You can control your emotion. A big element depending on whether you understand why you are feeling this way and how you can get yourself out of it. It's very different from suppressing your emotion. Suppressing is usually you feeling this way, but you're telling yourself not to feel this way. Very often you don't understand why. Or you may understand why, but you are not willing to deal with it. Does that make sense? So a lot of time, if say people force me to go somewhere, I know I hate it, but I try to make someone feel better, not to make myself feel better, right? I then suppress that feeling of hate. Suppress that feeling, accommodate them. So what happened with all this accommodation is I thought I can control my emotion well. The truth is I never really confront with my own emotion. I never really want to deal with it. I never really want to even bring it out and talk to whoever that person is and see how we can compromise one another, right? What I do is I simply say, shut up, you are not important, right? Let me do what is right, and I don't want to hear you talk again. So the difference, as I say, for my understanding is different from controlling your emotion, which you very often understand why, and you understand how you can cope with it or compromise it and make bring yourself to whatever emotion it is. Suppressing your emotion in not always knowing why you are feeling this way. Very often you just ignore it. You don't really confront your own feeling, and you simply very often tell them to shut up, like you don't matter. As I say, if you follow my blog enough, you know that's exactly what you say to yourself in regular basis. That's why you find suppressing your emotion is necessary. So I hope this will answer that question. Where does emotion come from? And come from the interaction of your sensation. When you have a physical form, it does have a sensation, and your conscious. Once they start interact one another, you spark feeling to come out. So how the difference between controlling your emotion and suppress your emotion. One, you know exactly where it comes from, how you can deal with it. The other one is you don't really know where it comes from, and you don't know how to deal with it. So I hope that answered your question. Again, if you like what I'm doing, you can always join me live on Facebook, or go to subscribe to my YouTube channel or my website, ruowenhuang.com. Till then, talk to you guys next time. Bye.